What's poppin'? It's your girl Jazzy J. How y'all doing today? Welcome to my channel. If you're new around here, welcome. If not, what is up, Buttercup? It has been a hot minute since I have made a video. Yes, it has. And there's actually a really good reason for that as well. So I've been doing a lot of studying to pass an exam, which I did. Super excited to go into a new career, because I'm not sure if I told y'all this or not, but the 9-to-5 job that I'm currently working right now, it's not it. It's not anymore. Because originally the 9-to-5 job, full disclosure, I'm making $16 an hour. Now for some people, that's a lot. That is, and I'm not gonna knock that. But for me and the lifestyle that I want to / like to live, that's not good enough. So, in an effort to do better for myself, I decided to go ahead and study and get into the world of insurance. Now, that's all I'm going to say on that, because I can't disclose any more information other than that. Going forward, I have also been thinking about what exactly I wanted to do for this channel, because at the moment it's been a little bit sporadic, so it's kind of hard to have like a clear idea as to what I want to do for videos and what's the topic gonna be, because it's just kind of anything and everything, which I think is fine. It's an experimental thing, but I was like, you know, I really should hone in what I'm going to do. So I'm pretty sure I've said this before. If I haven't, you know now, I am a nerd. I'm a nerd, and that's okay. And I very much love anime, video games, comics, and like a lot of dating simulation stuff. So I already know that there are channels out there that do like movie reviews, which I'm not too much into, anime reviews, video game reviews, but unless I'm mistaken, which I can definitely do some more research on this, I don't think there's a lot of channels out there that do particularly like webcomic series and otome games. So that's what I'm going to be doing a lot more. Like, I don't really know how I'm gonna go about doing it. I don't know what I'm gonna call the series. I really don't know. I still want to do like lifestyle stuff, like a day in the life with me, or like shopping and cooking, especially with vegan. I mean, later on today I'm going to be doing a vegan pizza recipe, which I've never done before. I'm actually really excited for it. I'm going to do the dough is vegan, which shouldn't be too hard. Most dough should be vegan anyway. Water, salt, flour, and maybe a little oil, depending if you use oil or not. Typically, that's what it should be. And then the top, I'm gonna do, of course, a basil pesto. I don't have pine nuts, so we're just gonna have to make it work without pine nuts. It is what it is. Sun-dried tomatoes, a little balsamic vinegar, and I was thinking about caramelizing some onions to spread on top. And no, I don't eat dairy, so I'm not gonna use any cheese. And I am not about to drop no pretty penny on some vegan cheese, so there's just not going to be any cheese. And if I have leftover dough, then what I'll probably do is make a tomato sauce pizza. Oh, I do have eggplant. I might roast some eggplant, because I just got that too, and put that onto the tomato one, or maybe I'll put that onto the basil one. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if I even videotape that. I might not. I don't know. But that's pretty much where I'm gonna go with the channel. Today is more so like an update. Where have I been? What's been going on? Yada, yada, yada. Oh, another thing. This is like a story time type of thing. which for some reason, okay, so here's the thing. I am not a type of person that likes drama. I don't like drama at all. I do my best to avoid drama. I'm not saying that I'm non-confrontational, because if push comes to shove, I'll be in your face. Like, that's just how it's gonna be. But I don't like the feeling that I get from being angry and confronting people, and because my blood pressure starts to rise and I get real hot and then I just want to hurt somebody, and it's not a good situation, so I do my best to avoid that. That being said, recently I was in some drama that, well, pretty much I was the main focus of that drama for absolutely no reason, and it had to do with a friend, and I'm gonna call friend A and friend B. So last Thursday, friend B reached out to me via Instagram in regards to modeling pictures and how she liked my photos, and I was just like, oh my god, like, thank you, I really appreciate that. And she said low-key jealous, and I was like, you know what, how about we do a shoot together? I think that'd be great. I think you're super pretty as well. I mean, I may not have the latest stuff. I am not like the most amazing photographer out there, but we can at least get some good pictures, and I can introduce you to some people if you really want to start doing like modeling stuff, whether it's like an actual career or if it's just like a little bit here and there hobby type of stuff. Either way, you can get some good pictures out of it. And she was like, all right, sounds cool. So from there, we went into, all right, so what's your theme? What are you doing? When do you want to do this? All the details of what we're going to do. All right, cool. The following Thursday, before we finalize anything, because I reached out to friend B again, and I was like, okay, so what are we gonna do? Finalizing stuff. What's the day? What's the time? What's the location? What's this? What's that? All right, cool. Friend B said, before we get into that, what's going on between you and friend A? And I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't know. Because friend A was my longtime best friend of, God, 9 years? Well, let me think about this, because it was sophomore through senior year of high school, 3, then freshman through senior year of college, so that's another 4. I've been out of college for 2 years, so yeah, 9 years, roughly. Damn, it's really been that long. Next year would have made 10, because I met friend A, so it's 2021 now, met friend A 2023, I think it was. No, 2022. 2012. I'm so sorry. 2012 when I met friend A, and we've been best friends ever since then. So I told friend B, I was like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but here's basically what's been going on. Friend A and I used to hang out a lot. We would do a lot of things together. We would go shopping, we would talk, maybe not all the time, but like a decent amount of time for, best friends. Maybe, I don't know, on average, like twice a week, 3 times a week, something like that. It's not like we were popping up at each other's places, but we were still hanging out a lot. Coming into the beginning of this year, for some reason, I noticed that friend A would not invite me to events. And at first I was just like, okay, I was a little butthurt about it, but I was like, you know what? I'm not friends with all of their friends. So it might just be like a type of thing where it's like, okay, well, these are college friends. Okay, well, these are high school friends. Okay, well, this is just you, friend. Okay, well, it's just you have different groups of friends. You hang up with different people at different times. Yeah, I was just like, that's probably what it is. All good, all cool, all Gucci, not going to be an issue. And time kept going on, and I was originally friends. So the friend group that friend A was hanging out with, friend A also introduced me to that friend group. And I was like, all right, cool, fine. They all seemed like super great people. I was ready to hang out with them, with friend A and friend B. Friend B was also part of that friend group. And I think around March, April-ish, that's when I stopped being invited to hang out. And I was confused again. And I'm not going to make a fuss about it. I'm not going to confront friend A about it. I'm not going to do anything about it because friend A has their own life. That's not something that I'm going to do. So friend A's birthday party was in May, and at the birthday party, friend B came up to me and said, hey, why haven't you been coming to the events? And I'm like, what are you talking about? What events? And friend B said, well, friend A has been telling us that they invited you, but you were unable to make it, and you didn't have the time, so you would probably come at like a different time. And I told friend B, I was like, that's not true. I wasn't invited. I didn't know about these events that were going on until I saw them on friend A's Instagram story. How was I supposed to know that this was going on when I was never told about it until I found out about it 2 days later? But what am I going to do? Make a scene? No, I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. So time goes on. I kind of put it to the back of my mind because I'm like, it's not a big deal. It's fine. My birthday comes along, and I decide to take friend A and we go up and we have a great old time, and we drink wine, and we went up to a winery. So we drank wine and we had a little picnic, and it was a great time, and it was amazing. And then we came home, and friend A said, can we celebrate Juneteenth the same way we do any other holiday? And I was like, absolutely. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to celebrate this holiday like you wouldn't be able to celebrate any other holiday. You can get out the fireworks, you can get out the barbecue, you can get out the grill, you can do whatever you need to do. It's a celebration. And friend A was like, all right, cool. I want to do a celebration for Juneteenth, on Juneteenth. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll be there. I'll help. Holiday is really about Black people, So we have everything set and finalized, and then the week of Juneteenth comes up, and friend A reaches out to me, and they're like, hey, sorry, I need to postpone Juneteenth because I'm and a few other people are going to be out of town. And now, for me, I was like, all right, cool, that's fine, get back to me or whatever. And friend A was like, I'm sorry, we'll do it next week. Now, in my mind, I was like, this ain't gonna happen. This ain't gonna happen because you can't postpone a holiday. like you can't just postpone a holiday, especially something that one would know that has great significance to me. That's not something that's like, oh, we'll just do it. We'll just do it next week. No. So I ended up having a Juneteenth party of myself with a bunch of other Black people, and it was a grand old time. I was not going to let that stop me. Moving forward, the next event that went on was July 4th. And July 4th was a great time, mainly because I love cooking, but a big problem that occurred was friend A was hosting the whole party at their place, and I was like, all right, cool, sounds great. We went out, we went shopping, and I noticed that friend A was getting irritated a lot. Like, at that time, friend A was getting a lot more irritated, and I was like, why are they so irritated? Not just once every so often because of an actual thing. Like, it started to happen like more and more, like more frequently and more frequently for no reason. Like, people would do something, like, for example, I went to grab eggs. Friend A told me to grab 2 dozen eggs from the store. And I was like, white or brown, because the store was Costco. And I said, white or brown? And they said white. I was like, all right, cool. Because typically the 2 dozen eggs is the smaller of the eggs, and they come in white or brown. So I went back and I grabbed the 2 dozen eggs, and I came back and I was like, here you go. And friend A looked at me like, what is this? I wanted you to grab the biggest thing. Why would I come to Costco and not get the biggest thing? And I'm like, I can go back and get it. Like, I don't, this is the eggs that you asked for. Like, no, it's not. You know what? Never mind. You're just useless. All right, fine. Here, I'll get it. And just go away. And I was like, I don't understand. They're eggs. They're eggs. If you wanted the biggest thing of eggs, just say, get the biggest thing of eggs. I would have got, they're only in white. The biggest thing of eggs. They're only in white. So I was like, all right. I didn't really pursue that anymore, because I was like, maybe friend A is just having a bad day. Maybe it's just a bad time. I know that they're stressed with the virus, of course, and with work, and possibly with other friendships. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I just drop it because it's like, I don't know what's going on in other people's lives. And friend A hadn't been talking to me all too much about what's been going on. All right, fine. Moving forward, we get to the party. I'm making hummus because for some reason I was craving hummus. That's not really important, but I was craving hummus. And I was making hummus from scratch. I don't know. I'm that type of person where it's like, I could just go to the store and buy hummus, but I would rather just make hummus. Like, that's the type of person that I am. Which is fine. It doesn't really bother me, but maybe it bothers other people. I don't know. But we get to the party. We're having a good time. There's a whole bunch of people there. Some people that I recognize, a lot of people that I don't recognize. And friend A, is a social drinker, typically, as well as a lot of other people at the party. They're all social drinkers, but it's friend A's party. So I'm like, okay, you know, the host should not be getting belligerent at the party that they are hosting. Makes sense, because you got to make sure that everybody's happy, everybody's fed, everybody's having a good time, nobody's breaking anything. That is very important. But long story short, friend A got wasted. And instead of the significant other of friend A taking care of it and being the host, and because you're the co-host, you also live there as well, I ended up being the host. And like, at the time, I wasn't too bothered by it, because I'm like, well, you know, this is fine. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy making sure that people are happy and this and that and the other. But as, you know, as time went on and I realized that friend A really wasn't contacting me all too much anymore, I was like, do you really want me around? Because it feels like at this point you don't want me around unless I'm A, spending money, B, being the mom, or C, it feels like you're going to get something out of me, and I don't really understand, and I wasn't really feeling it all too much, so I just kind of like backed off, because I'm the type of person, again, I'm not going to confront you unless I feel like you're actually trying to do me harm. I was like, but if people don't want me around in their lives, I'm gonna just back off. Like, that's what I'm just gonna back off, and that's gonna be the end of it. And then it's gonna be up to you to try and pursue, because I will put in all my effort to hang out with you, and if you never reciprocate, that's it. I'm gonna wash my hands clean. Bye. That's typically the type of person that I am. The next thing that happened was friend A asked if I had a book, and I said, no, I don't have this book. You know, any book that I have ever borrowed from you, I have returned it. And I said it like that, or maybe I used different words or anything like that. And what normally the response I would get, I'd be like, all right, you know, cool, it's just checking. And I did say I would double check when I got back home, because I was at work at the time. And I did double check, and I was like, no, I don't have anything. But the thing that really struck me was friend A said, well, you don't need to get snarky about it. I was just asking. I was like, whoa. I mean, I know that feelings can get lost between text messages, but why would your first impression of the text message be hostile when I've never been hostile towards you. Like, I've just never been hostile because I never found a reason to be hostile. You're my best friend. Why would I be hostile towards you? And I was like, I don't really understand. I just said that I didn't have it. And then friend A texted me later on in the day. I was like, oh, just kidding. Turns out I didn't, I never had it. They never had the hard copy. They had it on the e-Kindle reader or some reader or something like that. And I was just like, ho, ha, you know, be careful. And I was like, so funny. But in my mind, I was like, you sound like you're losing it a little bit. And I don't quite know why. And I've been doing a lot of thinking, because I was like, what in the world could possibly have gone wrong in our relationship that would have it end up like this? And as I was thinking, like, what could I have done? What happened? I was like, oh my gosh, friend A is a raging alcoholic. And like, I never put the two together, because I was just like, I understand that friend A social drinks, but then at the same time, friend A also has regular drinks on their own. And I'm like, I don't remember the last time that friend A hasn't had a drink of some sort. And even if they say, oh, well, I only drink every so often, I'm like, you drink to the point where you get blackout drunk and get very sick the next day, and then a few days later you're back to drinking. Even if it's not blackout drunk, you're at least getting tipsy to kind of drunk. And I'm like, this is why there's an irritation all the time. There is a serious problem that needs to be addressed, and unfortunately you've pushed me and friend B away because you've let this problem get to be so bad. And unfortunately, I didn't realize how much of a problem it was because I was never invited to anything. And the people that are around friend A if somebody's watching this, I'm sorry. It is what it is. But they're instigators and they're enablers. And they're not going to do anything. And it's an actual problem. So, but I explained all of this to friend B, and friend B was like, all right, now I understand, your side of the story. Do you want me to talk to them and, see if you can reconcile the relationship? Because you're a friend of me and friend A is also a friend of me. And I really don't like seeing two people I consider to be friends having beef. Not only that, but I don't want it to be a type of thing where you and I hang out with each other and friend A has a problem with it and then they get mad at me for hanging out with you. And I'm like, whoa, that is some high school, middle school energy. But I mean, I don't want to be the type of person where it's like, I give up without trying type of thing. I at least want to put in a little bit of effort. But in terms of who friend B hangs out with, whether friend A is on good terms or not, friend B is their own autonomous person. They are more than capable of hanging out with whoever they want to hang out without friend A getting upset at them, even if friend A no longer has a relationship with them. And I was like, that's something that you just kind of have to deal with growing up and being an adult. There are plenty of people out there who do not want to be friends with whoever. And those people cannot then have a problem with their friends hanging out with people that they might be beefing with. Like, that's not your concern. Again, middle school, high school energy. But friend B is like, all right, let me reach out to friend A and I'll get back to you. And I was like, all right, cool, that's fine. So friend B gets back to me like a day later and was like, so it's a hard no on friend A's part. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, well, no. I said, okay, so, thank you for trying. I appreciate it. I didn't mean to upset you or anything. Friend B said, oh, no, I actually didn't really get to try because we were talking and then I mentioned your name and then we were in an argument for an hour. And I was like, ooh, I'm really sorry. I don't intend for anybody to get into an argument. because of me. That's not something that I try to do. Thank you again for at least looking out. If that's the end of it, then I guess that's the end. I'm not going to sacrifice my happiness and my sanity for somebody that doesn't seem like they care about me anymore and doesn't seem like they want me in their life anymore. I'm not going to do that anymore. And I've cut out quite a bit of people from my life because of that. And there's no exception to that. And friend B was like, so essentially friend A is mad at you because of the way they treated you. And I was like, what type of roundabout gaslighting? No, we're done. I'm done. There's no reason to talk. There's nothing to talk about, because if friend A is mad at me for what friend A did to me, then there's no talking. There's no getting that point across. It's just not going to happen. So I just let it go. I was like, you know what? I'm done. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you for trying. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna wash my hands clean and be the end of it. But I said, if you still want to hang out with me, my door is always open. We're always good to hang out. We can do the modeling thing whenever you'd like to. I know it's as winter is approaching / here, depending on which state you live in. It's cold. I mean, personally for me, I'm more of a spring summery person, but it's cold. So I understand if you don't want to do a photo shoot right now, maybe you want to wait until the spring, summertime and go from there. But I never really heard anything back from friend B. So I was like, well, if that's that, on that relationship too. And I'm like, I'm not gonna concern myself all too much. Although I would like to continue to be friends with friend B, I can't force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do, So that's pretty much what I was doing like last week. Was last week? I think it was last week. Yeah, last Thursday and last Friday that I was dealing with that. But yeah, that was that, and I was just like, no, I don't really know what happened. I don't know if I care to know what happened. I just let things run their course, and when they run their course, that's how it is. And I did hear this thing recently. I think it was on Instagram. Scrolling across my feed, or maybe it was a video on Instagram stories. I don't remember, but I do remember hearing there are some people that are only meant to receive the broken version of you. And I was like, that is very much true. That's very much true, because if I thought about it, back in high school and back in college, I was a very, very broken individual. I had to deal a lot with my mental illnesses, with my depression and my anxiety. I was very, very suicidal. I was extremely insecure. I did not love myself in any way, shape, or form. And friend A was with me through all of that. So I figured that friend A and I were going to be friends for the long haul. Like, we were going to be little old people together, just hanging out. And as soon as I realized that I was happy, which didn't really happen until the pandemic. Yeah, wow, that really didn't happen. I wasn't really truly happy with myself until the pandemic. When I started loving myself a lot more and treating myself a lot better and really getting into the modeling world and doing all sorts of things that really made me feel beautiful, and like I'm super secure in myself now. I'm super secure in my body. I love my body regardless of what the beauty standards is. I'm small. I am a small framed individual. but I have an athletic body and I'm super happy with my body. I have no intentions to get surgery of any type, no plastic surgery. I have no intentions to change myself, no intentions to change my personality, because I'm a general, like, all in all, I'm a generally happy individual, and I'm super chill, and a lot of people that you talk to could also say that I'm super chill as well. So I have no issue with changing any of that, and it wasn't until I became super secure in who I was that I realized that friend A gradually stopped hanging out with me / stopped inviting me. And I really didn't realize that until pretty recently. And to this day, I don't really know why that is, but it's not my business to know. So that was my drama. That's centered around me for no reason. And I didn't even know there was drama. Again, this is how I live my life. I live my best life doing my bestest thing. And if somebody has an issue with it, guess what? I don't know. I don't know, because I don't care. I don't care. But yeah. But going forward with this channel, I think I gotta figure out how exactly I want to do it, because I was thinking about, you know how people do like bad movies and like makeup reviews, or they do like something in a makeup look. I'm not into makeup all that much. I can do makeup kinda ish for modeling purposes, but that's not my forte. However, I do like hair. So if that sounds interesting, where I can like review 5 chapters of a certain story or a certain webcomic or maybe an ultimate game, and then do like my hair as well, I might consider that. Hopefully the hairstyle isn't too long, because some of those webcomics out there, some of them are like super short, like 15 chapters and it's done. Some of these webcomics are still going on 400 plus chapters, and I'm like, oh no, we're not doing this. That's something that we're not doing. But there are some webcomics that I have finished already, and I think I might just go back and read them and kind of go from there. There's some favorites out there, and I'd have to find. I can also do some reviews on some webcomic apps, like which are my favorite, which are my least favorite, and go from there. But that's all I have for this video. I know there was a lot of talking. Hopefully you made it to the very end of the video. If you did make it to the very end of the video, why don't you go ahead and drop a tree in the comments below. If you made it to the end of this video, drop a tree in the comments. Just a little tree emoji. And that's pretty much all that I have for this time. So if you liked this video, go ahead and like this video. Give me a thumbs up. Turn on the bell notification so that you know when I post a video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because I love to see all your bright, shiny, smiling faces. Share this video, because, I don't know, just go ahead and share it. If you have any other ideas that you would like me to do on this channel, go ahead and drop that down in the comments below. Or you can hit me up on either my Instagram or my Twitter. Take your pick. Until then, I shall see you guys next time, and hopefully with a comic. Bye.